This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. I'm joined by boxers Ben Shalom here in Manchester. Ben, Lawrence Okolie retains his WBO title with a victory against Okolie-Light tonight. What did you make of his performance?
Look, it won't have been the performance he wanted, the statement he wanted. He wanted to knock him out. So, yeah, unfortunately for him, that didn't happen. He'd had 30 months out of the ring. Ring rust was clear. New trainer, difficult, especially to try out new things in a world title fight. David Light's one of the toughest customers there is. We knew that before. There was always a danger that he would put up a serious defence, and he refused to be beaten. And 3 times I thought he'd been knocked out, or he was about to be, and he stuck in there. And yes, Lawrence would have wanted the knockouts, but for me, 30 months out of the ring to get 12 rounds in and keep his world title, and with a new trainer, and just allow us to now move on to what we signed him for and what we wanted to do. And the mandatory was something that we needed to do to keep his world title, get that out of the way, and now it's exciting times.
How frustrating is it that you never got that highlight reel finish in the end, though, Ben? Obviously, Lawrence is always somebody who's been associated with having kind of a negative style. He's gone to Sugar Hill, who wants knockouts, and there were times, as you mentioned, where he had hurt David Light, but he just couldn't quite get him out of there. And as I'm sure you heard, the boos as well at points in the fight. Frustrations that he never got that kind of highlight reel to his start with you guys and back with Sky.
Fans wanted him to knock him out, and yes, he's had fights in the past that haven't been the most entertaining. He'll be the first one to admit that, and it's difficult because he is fighting to defend his world title, high stakes, and he almost won every round. I don't see a cruiserweight in the world at the moment coming close. Maybe I'll mention probably a couple that are giving the best fight, but he's levels above. Yes, he wanted the knockout. Yes, we wanted the knockout. Yes, Sugar wanted the knockout. But the ring rust, the change of trainer, the fact that David Light was so tough. There's not many cruiserweights that could have taken that punishment. It is what it is, and at least he keeps his title, which is what the plan is, and it's all about what happens next.
What did you make of the boos?
I think fans demand knockouts. Fans demand entertainment. That's why Adam Azim is probably the most talked about prospect in the country, because he knocks people out, and unfortunately that's the game, and that's part of what boxing is. It's to entertain, and yeah, I understand, because they're here for a world title fight and they want to see Lawrence put on a statement, but ultimately I think it was to be honest, it was very, very few out of a big crowd.
He mentioned the locks in his little huddle there at the end of Unified Champion. He wants to become a Unified Champion, face the other title holders, or Richard Riakporhe, maybe even CBS. Does it have to be one of those up next?
100%. That's what it is. He's signed for every fight. That's what's great about him. He'll fight anyone. We just tell him who the name is, and it's done.
I want to quickly just touch on a couple of the fights on the card. Michael Gomez Jr., Levi Giles. Gomez coming out on top. A lot of people felt that Levi possibly nicked it.
I don't think so. I think Gomez nicked it, if I'm honest. I think he finished really, really strongly. And I think, yeah, Levi started well, but I think Mikey, for me, nicked it. I think Callum Simpson, a star was born tonight, 100%. Something we've been excited about for a few months and had to keep it under our hat. For me, he's going to go, well, he's already, and that's the benefit of doing the small hall circuits. You've built your fan base, you've built your style, but to come in his first TV show, that was one thing. We threw him straight on the TV section because we believed in him and knew what he was like. But for him to it was like a duck to water, wasn't it? It was special. Carris and Fraser, big performances for me, big improvements as well. So I thought it was a great night. Brian Phillips against Reese Edwards was a great fight. Wish it could have gone longer. Reese Edwards, for me, one of the brightest young prospects in the country as well. And then Lawrence kept his world title. So for Lawrence to come to Manchester in a fight night that was never planned, and to sell how he did, and to keep his world title, and to give opportunities to our other guys, it was a good night.
Just a final one, Ben. 2 men who were not on this card but were sat next to each other at ringside, Liam Smith and Kell Brook. There's always been rumours and reports that they may well face off at some point in their careers. Have you had a catch up with either of them? What was said?
I remember, honestly, it was weird. It's like one of my memories of boxing when it was like they were both around British level, and everyone was talking, oh, is Smith going to fight Brook? And obviously it never happened, and weights and things like that. But yeah, of course it can happen. Kell who's speaking tonight, and Liam's there. Liam's waiting for the date for the Eubank fight. So, yeah, of course, and it's good to see Kell back healthy and smiling and at the boxing where he should be.
So we shouldn't read too much into them two sitting next to each other tonight.
Not tonight, not the next fight, not in June.
Right, perfect. Put there, Ben. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.